Good
Yo,
afternoon.
how are you?
How are you? Very good. I'm very well, thank you.
Um,
I can safely say your background is probably 10 times better than mine is. I'm just sitting on the sofa. Are you in the
oh,
studio?
yes, I'm in the studio in Mumbai. Can you hear me? Can you hear me all right? I was actually connected to my headphones, but I don't think it's picking up.
Try it now. I can hear you nice and clear. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're all good. We're all good.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
Great.
live from Mumbai, right?
Yep, live from Mumbai. This is my studio in my house. So, literally used to lockdown, but kind of just been locked down, locked in.
And I'm assuming that, well, I'm hoping you're keeping everything dry. Is it still monsoon season outside? Is that cyclones out and about? Is it still?
Yeah, it is monsoon still, but it's not that it's not been that bad so far. But I think it might start kind of getting a bit heavier during this month.
Oh wow. Yeah, we've been watching some of the videos back here in the UK, and it just looks like one what's it called, like pandemic after another, especially out there as well.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh well, thank you for joining us. Firstly, and then we've got all our listeners joining in right now. So welcome, obviously, to BizAsia and whatnot. Quick little introduction for the fans watching. So I'm
hmm
talking to the legend himself, Richie Rich, innovator of the Richie Rich project from back in the day, helping launch the careers for the likes of Jay Shaw and Juggy D and whatnot, which is why I'm wearing this top, because you guys helped launch this little top of the tracksuit
yeah.
with the stripes and everything. And I'm lucky it still fits me actually as well, to be honest. So I would have obviously had a haircut to match the hair we all had back in the day during the Rishi Rich project days.
Yeah,
And obviously the box goatee, which I can't do because all the haircuts and the barbershops are closed.
yeah.
You're back now with a brand new label, brand new record as well. But before I guess we get into that, apart from obviously being locked down in Mumbai in your studio, how else have you been keeping? What have you been doing to keep busy?
Nothing. Just been working really. I mean, that's been my life. I work every day except Sundays. So I've moved to Mumbai 3.5 years ago, and prior to that, I was in Atlanta. So yeah, I mean, since I've been here, I've just been working on, with several labels on several films. I had some great, opportunities to work on some great movies. Worked on Gully Boy, Half Girlfriend, Mukabra, and then we set up this label, Break the Noise Records. Me and just literally a bunch of friends, Kirani and RDV from Mumbai. We just got together and set up Break the Noise Records, and we put our first single out on the 3rd of June. And it's been great, and I've just been spending time just working on the records and the whole sound for the label. Break the Noise, the branding behind it, the kind of music that I want to showcase through the label.
Cool. Before we get into the single itself, the thinking behind the record label. So you wanted us to have something brand new in terms of sound, and you just want to start, I guess, from like a brand new from scratch, really reinvent yourself type thing. How did that work out? How did it come about?
I wouldn't say reinvent, because I haven't really stopped doing music. It's just I've been doing the kind of a lot of the film stuff the last couple of years, as well as the independent music and here in India. But this was more a case of where I left off with Rishi Rich Productions, developing artists, signing them, and doing my sound, my UK sound in India. I think that was the main thing. I'm working, just working with a bunch of different artists. And that's something that I've always loved doing. So I'm pretty much excited about the kind of music that's going to come out and the artists that we're going to showcase.
Oh, lovely. And so it's a case of now you've got this this channel for these up and coming artists, and they can reach out to you, and then you can just help nurture them as they start their career, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it is. It's there's going to be established artists on there as well. But there's going to be artists that are brand new, up and coming, developing them. And yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I'm really excited.
Nice. And then the single itself, launched this week. Good track, good video as well. I like it. What was the reason behind, I guess, the two artists putting them together?
There was actually myself and Kirani. We came up with the composition, and she was friends. She is friends with Jagdar, and she was like, "I've got this friend who's a singer. I want to send him the song, see what what he thinks." So she sent the song to him. He sent us his vocals. I was like, I love his vibe. I love this whole vibe about what's going on. and then we sent it. I started working on the production, finished the production, and then I sent it to Rush, and then Rush put his thing together, and I was like, this sounds like a great representation of where the label is going. And we managed to do a video in lockdown.
Yeah,
And
how did that come about? How do you even do that?
well, we got Jagdar to shoot some bits in Birmingham, and we got Rush to shoot his bits in LA, and we just put it together, literally.
Nice.
And it came out great. The response has been great on it, and I'm so glad that we came out with that as a first single.
Nice. So it just goes to show then that lockdown really didn't stop you from carrying on, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think if anything, it should encourage artists to be more creative, because they are not really doing much apart from being at home. So it's a great time to be, get all your creativity out at the moment. Lockdown, Mumbai's still on lockdown, so we're not stopping here, so it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, lockdown's perfect time to obviously try new skills and try and learn new bits and pieces. I would ask you, because usually the main thing is people are trying to learn like a new instrument or something musical, but there's no point asking you since you're probably top of your game on that. But have you tried learning anything else? Are you now a big man in the kitchen? Are you anything like
No,
drawing?
I mean, I'm always learning. I'm always learning things about music. So whichever way it is, whether it's new things in my in the program I use, new sounds, new technology. I'm always learning. I'm literally every day I learn. I think it's one of the key things that I've always managed to do, is that I'm always learning about my craft, and I think that's important.
Very good. Yeah, no, it's definitely a good time to reflect and obviously better yourself as well.
Yeah.
And then so we've got obviously the debut, the single on your label. Have you already got a timeline in place? Have you already got new artists signed up? Do you know what your imminent future is with the new productions and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, we've got, the thing is, the beauty about this is that we're creating music along the way, and we have music that's finished. So it's basically one of those, I know a lot of labels have like a structure, and like, we're going to do this, a single 1, 2, 3. Obviously we have that as well, but we have this thing about like, we just go into the studio, we create music, we say, okay, this song will suit this artist, let's put this together, let's reach out to this person. It's kind of like it's basically a label that's 24-hour, just a creativity kind of zone. So as much as I have a lot of music which is ready, but I'm also creating music along the way, because things change. I'm feeling, when I'm feeling creative, I kind of put ideas together, and some, you never know, that could be a single. So that's we're just going with the flow. You've got to follow the music.
Sure. I mean, it's probably different in every case, but do you see yourself having like in any situation, how long would this process take from like beginning to end, would you say? Or does it vary in so much, like chopping and changing in terms of the music you produce? Do you find that you have a lot of I don't know, lyrics or tunes or whatever that just left on the cutting room floor, so to speak? So there's a lot of trial and error when it just gets the right sound and the right beat you want for your releases.
Yeah, I mean, that's a given. I think when you work on music, there's so much music that you work on which never kind of, it doesn't get complete. It doesn't have a release schedule around it. But that's the beauty of making music, because when you go back to, tracks or ideas that you started, you may hear something that's a bit different, and then you may kind of, give it a new twist. And that's exactly what I do. I go back to beats and compositions that I've made, whether it was when I was in London, whether it was when I was in Atlanta, whether it was a month ago, I go back to stuff and, and put stuff together. And that's what music is about. You've got to dive into your creativity, not just within yourself, but into your computer as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned briefly about how you stepped into like the Bollywood scene and things like that with Gully Boy, another amazing film. That one in particular, how did that come about? And it just seemed like such a natural fusion, especially with Ranveer Singh and the track he helped produce on that. Was it a surprise about how natural it came about?
Well, I mean, I had heard at the time there was an A&R at Universal Music, Sajid, and he was talking to me about this film called Gully Boy, and um, once I heard the whole kind of script of it, I was like, I need to be a part of this. So I was introduced to Ankur Tiwari, who basically was a music supervisor for that, and he came down, and I worked on beats and music for it because I knew the vibe of it. So actually, Duri was something which I had worked on, which was just an instrumental beat. So I gave Ankur probably about 8 to 10 beats, just instrumental music, and then he went back to Zoya, and they came back and they said, we're going to use this one for one track, and we're going to use one of the tracks for the theme, for for one of the characters, for Ranveer's character. So I was like, great. So that's how I got involved, and it was such a great thing to do.
Oh, it's a great project. I mean, I'm all for one for like a sequel now that the character's made it to the top. We can have some proper a Gully Boy 2 or something like that, and then you can get all over that as well.
Yeah, I just someone asked me what software do you use.
Yeah,
basically I use PreSonus Studio One. It's a Studio One Professional. I was using Cubase all my life up until I think about 6, 7, 8, 9, about 9 years ago. No, it's about 6 years ago, and I changed to Studio One by PreSonus, and I'm not going to look back. It's basically Logic, Pro Tools, a bit of Ableton, Cubase, all rolled into one. So check it out. It's really cool.
Definitely. I mean, kind of like that can help go back to like the very beginning. So just out of curiosity, like how did you just completely get into this whole producing type thing? What was the trigger? Like how old were you? When did it all begin?
It's obviously it came from my mum when I was young, she put me into Khalsa College in Harrow, and I started to learn Indian classical music, and I think that's where it started from. But from the age of 6, 7 years old, I was learning Indian classical music, harmonium, and then obviously when I went into school, I joined music class there, and I started to kind of fuse. I remember taking my harmonium into school, and there was another guy called Curtis who was into reggae music, and we started jamming, and that's how my whole thing about putting different cultures has come together. So and I basically was just involved in all the music groups in school, and round the corner from my house there was a studio called Garage Groove Records, which was Pankaj, and I basically started to work there after school and started to learn. And that's it. And it just started from there. And I started my first group, Too Cool, with, the legend Dondi, who was on Gina and Veronica, and all these people that I kind of worked with. And my production love came from there, and that's where I learned Cubase, and I haven't stopped since.
Oh, nice. Very good. I just had another question pop up there, actually. But I'm going to do a little bit of Q&A at the end. But before I forget, I'll ask this one. But your proudest moment in all the years, whether it's a collaboration with a particular artist or a particular song, or obviously a movie, what would you class as your, I guess, top of the top in terms of your career moment?
I don't know. I've had so many moments that I've really felt proud of my journey. I think whenever I see my mum, whenever I see her feel proud, that's the proudest for me, because there's no better feeling than seeing, making your parents proud. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's all about that. And every bit of my journey is like a chapter. So it's still continuing. Maybe I'll have a lot more moments that I'm sure that are to come yet. So every moment I think you should cherish.
Definitely. We had another question there about when would you think you can make your way back to London, back to where it all began, and do some sort of London tour, and get all the artists you worked with. That could be some sort of super tour. That could be, couldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that's been talked about. Obviously, I'm based in Mumbai at the moment, so let's just happen. But I love coming to London. Obviously, my family are there and friends are there. So yeah, let's see what happens. I know there's a talk about a Too Cool reunion tour. With Don, Pankaj, and Funky Man and Veronica, which is my that was my first group that I was involved in. So that's something I want to do. We obviously always been asked about the Rishi Rich project. That's something that I'm sure that may happen. I've never really been someone who's been in front of the cameras.
Sure.
Of course, I didn't know what you look like. That's my thing. I stay in the studio. I've never been someone that's wanted to be, in the music videos, and I'm not really that kind of person. I prefer to be in a room and create music and let the artists kind of do their thing.
No, yeah, well, it definitely seems like a good formula that's worked throughout the years. I guess their names are going to be mentioned at some point, but
Yeah.
obviously,
My friend Kevin from Atlanta. What's up, Kevin? He's like one of my closest friends, and when I moved to Atlanta, he was my neighbor, and we had a blast. One of the best times I've had in my life was with Kevin in Atlanta. So, what's up, Kevin?
on that, so that was kind of like how much in advance did you prepare for that move? Because from was it from London to Atlanta, and then Atlanta, I guess, ended up in Mumbai. So what was the reasoning behind Atlanta's move from London?
Sorry, Atlanta basically was it was if people have known about what my musical journey is, and it's always been, I've always talked about R.D. Burman, who's been one of my idols and mentors, and there's been Teddy Riley. And Teddy Riley produced for Michael Jackson, and he created his own genre, New Jack Swing. So he basically met me in London, and he was like, I know about you, I've been listening to your music, I want you to come to Atlanta and live with me. And that was it. I went to Atlanta and I lived with him. And I guess, someone's just written what happened to the whole Teddy Riley project. There was no Teddy Riley project, man. It was just a case of just come to Atlanta and learn. And, I'm always, my brain is always, it's like a sponge. So I spent 3 years in Atlanta. The first year I was living with Teddy, and I just sat, like a studio like this, I sat behind him, sat on the sofa and watched him work and learned so much more. I thought I knew a lot about producing, but I learned so much more. And I guess people kind of feel that, okay, you're making this move, you're going to do big things and you're going to do this. But sometimes you have to realize that for me, I proudly can say that, I lived and I met my mentor and I learned so much in my life, and then I literally, all the information I gathered and all the fun I had with Kevin, I literally left Atlanta and I came to Mumbai with all this knowledge about just musically, sonically, how to mix records and, just so much strings and, scoring and stuff like that. So everything is a journey. You learn things from that journey and you move on. Like I said, it's chapters. You just move on. So it was a great feeling. And Mumbai was just the start of this whole chapter. And I think Break the Noise Records has really been, it's all led up to this moment about me, with my team, having our own label, finally showcasing the music that I want to showcase.
Nice. And Break the Noise, a great name. And it says the name on the tin type thing. What was the thinking behind the title?
It was, it was something that I read, actually. I think it was a music email I got from, I can't remember what it was, but I saw the caption, Break the Noise. And I was like, and at that time we were thinking about names. And I just thought that just sounds really cool, Break the Noise, because it can mean anything, there's no like deep meaning behind it, so I don't want people to kind of be, okay, what's noise mean? It's basically, it's just breaking the noise. That's it. It can mean anything. And I love the way the branding has happened and the way everything looks. Our team, Kirani, RDV, we've got some great people on board. The artists are coming on board. I'm really excited about it.
Cool. And then would this obviously help with future Bollywood projects? You're going to keep an eye on that now as well? You're open to more collaborations with that?
Yeah, I mean, before lockdown, I was working on a few films. And obviously the film stuff has come to a standstill. But the good thing is that independent music is still carrying on. So I've always been that kind of person that I like to have parallel worlds going. Like the film stuff is brilliant. I love it. I've grown up on film music. I love the fact that a lot of the producers, directors and actors, here in Mumbai are so open to different kinds of music. Everyone listens to, R&B, hip hop, pop, whatever it is, UK music. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited about the film stuff. I'm 100%, 100,000% excited about Break the Noise Records.
Nice. No, it sounds like it's going to go from strength to strength. Coming from a point of bias, as I'm based here in the UK, from a perspective, obviously you're out of the country now. What is your views? What is your opinions? How's the Asian music scene looking? Do you see anything that's really caught your eye in terms of artist or direction, anything?
Yeah, I mean, I answered a similar question earlier today with someone, and I feel the scene has evolved a lot You know, because I feel people have started to collaborate with each other. You know, and I think that's a great thing. Whether it's people from different countries or from different musical backgrounds, people have started to collaborate, you know, with each other in different languages, and I feel like some of the best Indian, you know, talent that I've heard has come out from UK. There's no doubt, you know, and I've worked with pretty much a lot of them, you know, and someone like Jagdai is someone who, after a long time, I feel like we've got another one, you know, we've got another person who's going to come out and has been shining a lot, but I feel, you know, he's going to really he's going to do amazing things. I'm looking forward to just seeing how his journey goes. And, you know, I love the fact that producers are coming out now. There's a lot more, you know, Indian producers that are kind of trying different things. So, yeah, I think it's a great thing. And, you know, the good thing is that even you're from the UK, it's great that you can have the guts to get up and say, you know what, I'm going to move to America, or I'm going to take my UK soul and I'm going to spread it around the world.
Of course. No, definitely. That's good. Is this something about a secret project with Raghav, is it?
I don't think it's a secret project. I think people know that me, Raghav and myself, we've been working together. We've done an amazing song. Amazing. I can't wait. And, you know, we need to, everyone needs to kind of hit up Raghav and tell him, like, this song needs to come out. But, you know, I love Raghav. You know, I've always got great vibes with him, and the song that we've created in the studio is great. I can't wait until that comes out. And also, I just read something about my album. I know this album of mine, which is called Music, it's taken probably, God, 1,000 years. I don't know how long it's taken, but, you know, it's taken a long time. The album, you know, it is finished, and it will be coming out this year. So fingers crossed. You know, it's just an album, just represents my whole, you know, my whole journey so far.
Oh, that sounds good. We've had the obviously the other questions with obviously the names Jay Sean and Juggy D. How are they? Can you see any future collaborations with them? I think the last song you did was back in 2015, I think, was it?
Freak. We've done another.
Right.
You know, I've done a few songs with Juggy. I've done a few songs with Jay. Some great music. We've been working together. We've done a song together as a project as well. So that should be coming out soon. I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, you know, we're just creating music. It's fun that we still have that relationship with each other, that we can, you know, work on music and work on exciting projects together. So yeah, watch this space. But you know, right now it's all about the label. It's all about new artists. All about the sound. And yeah, I'm excited.
Very good, very good. I think we've got time for about under 5 more minutes. I've got some quick fire questions that were sent over to me overnight. You're allowed 1-word answers for these questions.
Okay.
So the first one, number 1 English artist or group you wish to work with that you haven't in the past?
I think either Ed Sheeran or I love Backstreet Boys.
Oh,
yeah,
that would be a fusion and a half. That would be nice. Number 2, number 1 Desi artist you wish to work with that you haven't in the past?
Definitely Gurdas Manji, 100%.
Oh. We can try and make that happen. We'll start petition on
Yeah.
that. Number 3, first holiday destination after lockdown?
Abu Dhabi, I think. Again,
Abu Dhabi.
I love that place. My boy Munir, he's there. He's an artist, and love that place. Yeah, I'm very much a person where if I like something, I kind of tend to go back there. So yeah, probably will venture out there again. You know, stay in the W and just get some vibes.
Nice. I don't know if it's Kate more to Mumbai or if we were in the UK, but first outdoor takeaway / restaurant food choice after lockdown?
Pizza.
Very good choice.
Yeah.
I had my first Mackie D's in 10 weeks on the weekend, and it was as beautiful as it sounds. So it was amazing. But you're trying to be healthy, though, aren't you? You have to be healthy in this time and this day.
Yeah. You know, I kind of, you know, I've been looking after myself, and you know, I try not to tend too much. I know exactly, like, you know, my whole journey about the way I was looking before and crazy. I'm just like, just have fun with life, man. Just stay healthy. But yeah, pizza is, you know, pizza is a must.
Good choice. And well, the final one, I guess more for like a millennial type audience, but during this lockdown, your current TV/movie binge watch that you would recommend to everyone.
Oh wow. I love Line of Duty.
Yes.
I think that's one of my favorites. I've watched this like all 4 seasons again and again. I love that. I think that's a great season. House of Cards, I think that's
Yes.
cool. If you really want to binge watch something, yeah, they're the kind of programs I love.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Very good choices.
Yeah.
And that's all the time we have with you. But any last words to your fans about the new release? Any word of messages?
Dust Dead 2 is on Break the Noise, a new label. So go on the YouTube channel, check out the video, and just keep updated on all the new releases. I'm so excited for you guys to hear. And yes, my album will be coming out. Yes, there will be collaborations. And yes, I will be watching Columbo and having sushi.
Great. Well, we'll let you get back to it. You seem to be very busy. Thanks for taking the time out to talk to us. I'm going to keep this on for the rest of the day now.
Yeah, keep
repping. Thanks and have a great day.
Take care. Bye.
Take care.